Hi, Vandana. This is Luke with WSI Connect. I see that you've received a lot of the information that we sent over with some tips around how to help Montessori schools grow their enrollment. I thought I'd put together a quick video with a few additional tips. Just a little bit of background on us. I noticed that you're a franchise system. WSI is also a franchise as well. So I own the franchise WSI Connect, and there's about 800 other WSI franchises worldwide. So not only do we work with a lot of Montessori schools and have a lot of experience helping them grow their schools, we also have experience marketing franchises as well. So a lot of the concepts that I'll kind of describe here will kind of help you in both areas. So I took a look at your site and was just trying to get a better feel for some of the programs that you guys offer. So I just took a quick look at Fort Worth. We actually lived in Fort Worth when I was little. So I wanted to check out a little bit of the information here. I'm not sure if this is a new school or if this is one that's been around for a while, but there's very limited information here. There's other than the picture of the facility itself, which is kind of hard to see in this photograph, but is really well displayed on this Google Street View. Looks like a very nice building with a big facility. So I'm guessing that you've got some additional room for capacity there. But it would really help you to add more information here. And a lot of these links are kind of weird. This preschool link leads back to your homepage. So if I was on this Fort Worth, Texas page, I would end up back here, which is not really all that helpful because I'm trying to learn about this school in particular. And same thing here, this preschool programs in Fort Worth, Texas. If I click on this link, then I end up on our programs, which may or may not have the right kind of detail around the particular school that I'm looking at. There's a lot of good information here, and this is actually what you want to have for each individual location. You want to have something like this with unique content. What these locations should look like there should be kind of mini websites within your website. So this Fort Worth location should have all of the information specific about its programs with unique content to that program. And that's what should be displayed on this page. Here's another link back to your homepage, which again doesn't add any value. It just kind of sends parents in a loop. Our programs sends them right back to that same programs page. And then it looks like you're promoting your other franchises. But the fact that you've got one in Keller and Louisville doesn't necessarily add any value to the parent who's looking at this or prospective parent because they live in Fort Worth and they need to find the right school in Fort Worth. So removing those would probably add more value than having those included on these pages. And then as we start to look at your franchising page, I think this data here is intended to kind of show demand for daycare. The reality is that there's a lot of different options that people have. If they want to start a daycare, they could start their own. They could sign up with another Montessori franchise. They could sign up with a different franchise system entirely. And this doesn't really tell why Joyce Montessori is unique and what is really special about your franchise system and how you can really help people grow. So I would think about, this has got to be your best content, right? This is the top part of the page, and if people are really thinking about starting a business opportunity, this needs to have something that's really compelling about Joyce Montessori. So I just wanted to give a few tips there. And if your schools do need some help for growth, generally the best way to get people into the classes is going to be word of mouth, but sometimes it's just not enough. You could get better performance out of your site by adding a lot more information here. And that's one of the reasons that if we go over to Google and try to find a Montessori school in Fort Worth, Texas, that we don't see your school showing up here in any of the results here. So the way that you do that is by, again, adding more content. It's also by optimizing this maps listing. This is probably the strongest source of leads from Google to your website. And being able to build out content in those Google My Business listings is going to be really help increase the likelihood that you'll show up in these local packs. There's some additional things there. Google's going to look at your site and again look at the page that it's connected to. You want to make sure that if your website is linked, that it's linked directly to the Fort Worth page and not your top level domain. Because if somebody's looking for a Montessori school in Fort Worth, you want them to land directly on this page because you already know what they're looking for. So if you have any questions about this stuff, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to share a few more ideas with you. And yeah, hope this helps.